The first movie filmed in Armenia is The Funeral of Catholicos Cheremian Heirik in 1907. During First World War, chronicles were filmed about the Caucasian Front. Some of the old film records of Armenia are the horrific scenes of mass murders and forced deportation of the Armenian people during the genocide of 1915. During the same years, Armenian cinematographers in Russia filmed few short movies about the Armenians and the Armenian life, customs, and traditions. The director Berestiani in Yekaderi Notar made the movie adaptation of Shirvanzadeh's Namus with the title Bound by Oath. Until the instatement of Soviet power in Armenia, the Armenian actors and actresses of film and theater used to work in Russia, Western Europe, and Turkey. Bahram Papazian, Hrachian Nersesian, Shah Khatuni, Jasmine, Arus Vosganian, Arshak Burjalyan were some of the talented Armenian artists working outside Armenia. Zarifyan was the first person who attempted to make a film in Armenia, but this movie was never released since the film got exposed to light. In the 1920s, the camera operator, Lamberger, filmed events and scenes related to the formation of Soviet Union. Many of these scenes were later on used in the movie called The Entrance of Red Army in Armenia. During the years that followed, Dznuni, Totovents, and Kharazian filmed important events of those days. Gradually, the state took over the old movie theaters and built new ones as well. In 1923, the Armenian Betkino, meaning State Film Body, was created to oversee the movie production activities. In time, the Betkino became a well-respected organization that established good ties with the film companies of Great Britain, France, Germany, and United States of America. This organization was later called Bet Photokino. Few movie theaters opened in Iran, where Russian and Armenian movies were played. Yerevan Movie Laboratory was opened in 1924. Later on, the High Film Studio was formed. The first documentary movie was made in the same year called Soviet Armenia, directed by Kraslavsky and scenario by Dznuni. By the invitation of Bet Photokino, the well-known Russian actor Hamo Beknazarov filmed the movie adaptation of Shirvanzadeh's Namus. The release of this movie signified the birth of Armenian national cinematography. Hamo Beknazarian was the founder of the Armenian cinematography. He was an actor, screenwriter, and director. He filmed 30 movies and worked in different film studios of the Soviet Union. He started his movie career as an actor and played in 70 movies. First, he used to play action characters, then romantic roles. He also starred in Russian movies like Yuri Nagorny, The Scandal of the Orlov Family, and The Fiery Satan. In his last movie, his co-star was the famous Vera Kholodyan. He played his last role in 1922 in the Georgian movie The Surami Fortress. He was one of the founders of Georgian cinematography. He became the director of the Georgian People's Education Committee movie section, which later on was known as Gaskinprom of Georgia. His experience as director and leader of Georgian cinematography and his collaborations with many movie directors were some of the attributes of Hamo Beknazarian, who later on became the director of the first Armenian movie and the founder of Armenian national cinematography. The first Armenian movie, Namus, depicted the stagnant, dark, and superstitious ideas of the time and how they resulted in the demise of two young souls who dared to go against all dogmas and fall in love. Beknazarian filmed the old Armenian lifestyle, environment, and the atmosphere of the little town with rich and vibrant colors. It's a collection of expressive details with rhythmic montage of sequence of faces and characters, distinctive details, costumes, and a traditional context. Each scene of the movie is tightly connected to the other scenes, which gives a sense of completeness, but at the meantime each scene has a life of its own. The greatest scenes of the movie are the scenes of the school incident, the spreading of the rumors, and the wedding scene. The actors of this movie were the famous actors of the time like Hovannes Abelian as Barkhudar, Olga Mysuryan as Gulnaz, Avet Avetisyan as Hayrapet, Hracia Nersesyan as Rustam, Hamvartsum Khachanyan as Badal, and Hasmik as Maryam. Beknazarian with his movie Namus proved that he was a master of scenes of masses. Later on, his scenes became even more voluminous and monumental in movies such as Zare and David Beck. Beknazarian is known as a fast and efficient director who broke a record with his comedy movie called Shor and Shor Shor, which was filmed in less than 2 weeks. The movie was filmed in nature and the setting was the Armenian village. This movie is a comedy about superstitions and superstitious people. It is about two friends living in a village of Ashtarak. They are both lazy drunks and believe in the presence of evil spirits. This belief puts them in awkward and funny situations. The movie Khaspush is about the rebellion of Khaspushes who were living in Tehran at the end of the 19th century. The dominating theme of the movie is the political realities and events of the time. The second theme is about family and love relationships. The events of the movie take place in a caravanserai, in the Persian market, the Russian port, and in the camps of the rebels. The movie's historical accuracy gives it the status of a documentary. The value of this work is in the authenticity of structure, compositional detail, dynamism, directorial tricks, and intensity. The leading actors of this movie were Nersesyan and Canan. Pepo was the first sound movie to be made in Armenia and the most famous. Pepo was Beknazarian's best movie and, at the same time, the most important movie of the Armenian cinematography. The screenplay of the movie Pepo is not exactly the same as the play, but it still preserves the writer's, that is, Sundukian spirit. The movie is a vivid depiction of the exciting life of the Georgian Armenians, illustrating the Georgian streets, lawns, shops, markets, and the people. The location of the film is not only limited to Pepo's and Zimzimov's houses, but it also includes the areas surrounding River Kur, the bath, hammams, courts, jail, and the markets. The plasticity of the cameraman and the music of the movie are so synchronized and complementary that they successfully transmit the meaning of the movie. Beknazarian, in his first sound movie, he achieved great sound and picture synchrony. The following actors played in Pepo: Hracia Nersesyan as Pepo, Avet Avetisyan as Zimzimov, Tatanya Makhmurova as Kekel, Hasmik as Shushan, David Malyan as Kakalu, Ambartum Khachaterian as Darcho, and Armen Gulakian as Dululi. The camera operator was Fledman, and screening was done by Saidomon Eristov. Another noteworthy movie of Beknazarian was Zangezur. This is an epical, dynamic, and inspiring movie. The actors of this movie, Hasmik, Gurgen Gabrielian, Grigor Avetian, and David Malyan, eternalized their roles. The movie was filmed in 1938. The distinctive style of this movie is further developed in his next movie called David Bek. This is a movie about the renowned Armenian general David Bek and his struggles against the Persians in the beginning of the 18th century. David Bek is a voluminous historical nationalistic movie of 10 parts, which was filmed during World War II. The battle scenes were staged with great talent and mastery. The nature scenes were filmed by cameraman Beknazarian, who has worked with Hamo Beknazarian in his other films like Zangezur, Zare, and The Girl of the Ararat Valley. The pavilion scenes were filmed by the cameraman Feldman, who has also worked on other movies with Beknazarian such as Pepo, Sabukhi, and Duster movies. The role of David Bek was portrayed by Hracian Nersesyan, who has been in almost all famous movies